What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. And I'm super excited about this video, about this comic in general. You guys know I'm a sucker for Elseworld stories, specifically DC Comics Elseworld stories. So if you guys haven't been keeping up with DC versus vampires as a whole, you gotta check out my videos. But this is issue number 11 of DC versus Vampires World War V. We only have one more issue after this left before this story comes to a close. It had last left off with what looked like a very promising alliance between humanity, vampires, and the New Gods. All three were taking on the forces of Darkseid, but the New Gods turned on everybody. It became an absolute bloodbath. And what looked like Darkseid squishing a baby, the one that was squished, was Mr. Miracle. Because here we see the baby alive. So little and so fragile. They say that it is now time to finally end it. And Orion, he knows where the humans and vampires are hiding. Darkseid finally being done with his toy that is Wonder Woman. He throws it to their minions to let them decide who gets to play with her next. With victory all but assured, we pick up at the secret sanctuary. We pick up with what is left of humanity, be it human or vampire. With Supergirl returning with only a handful of individuals that she could carry, Oliver and the others know that it is time. It's time to prepare everybody for humanity's last stand. What remains of the leaders, both human and vampire, they stand before what remains of humanity and they give their speeches. They give their proclamations. They let them know that this will be the final battle. This fight determines if we go into extinction or we survive to fight another day. With Queen Barbara Gordon giving her speech to all the vampires, there is one that just couldn't sit idly by. There is one that couldn't allow Barbara to live. Not after everything that she had done, everything that she had taken from him. This is where Damian charges in, and he drives a stake right through the heart of the Queen. With this breaking into absolute chaos, we pick up with the Furies. We pick up with Wonder Woman. Now they're sitting here, they're taunting her, they're beating her, they're torturing her. They're really just having fun with her. And while they give her a blade, they want to test her might. They want to see how strong she might be. Really though, they just play with her. They toy with her, and the sword that they gave her, it was a fake sword that broke upon hitting their sword. So when Guillotina, she wields her sword against Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman cowers. She drops down, but only as a ruse. Because when Guillotina turns her back, Wonder Woman just wanted to make sure that the sword Guillotina was wielding was real. Finding this out, Wonder Woman takes that sword and straight beheads her. And then she turns to the rest of the Furies. Back at the secret sanctuary, it is all-out war. Humans versus vampires. Even in their most dire moment, they can't help but fight. So when the ceiling explodes, when the New Gods arrive, even they recognize that this species, humanity, even in their most dire moments, they can't stop fighting amongst one another, even to fight off their own extinction. And so with the arrival of the New Gods, they all flee. An evacuation plan in order. The vehicles everybody loads up into. They leave any belongings, and they literally just run as people are dying left and right. Whoever can survive, they simply run. But while they run, this is when the Spectre, he talks to everybody. He tells them of a sanctuary that is still alive, a journey that is going to be long, a route that is going to be dangerous. But he is going to help guide all of them in and help them bring in safely. As we pick up many hours later, this is what takes us to a hidden tundra, a paradise tucked away. What remains of everybody left in humanity, they are here, or they are at least on their way here. This is a land that was created by Swamp Thing, Phantom Stranger, and Dr. Fate. They're all hiding it from Darkseid's forces. And so, at least for the time being, humanity has a haven. But this doesn't stop them from planning what happens next. While everybody discusses, we have the arrival of Damian. Now, there's a lot of people that don't want to hear Damian out. he threw everything into chaos and did not help the situation by killing Barbara Gordon. But he does mention that Barbara was talking about a weapon that the vampires had been building to face Darkseid, because they knew Darkseid was coming. And it just so happens that Harley Quinn is here, which is kind of weird that I think we've all forgot Harley Quinn in her blood has the cure to vampirism. Like, I'm 98% sure that that story still stands. Unless Barbara did something to her to taint her blood. But I think everybody's been so focused on just existing and staying alive because Darkseid's here, no one's even worried about who's vampire or who's human. But another good thing about Harley Quinn is that she was attached to the hip of Barbara, which means she knows what the weapon is. She saw the design plans. She knows every aspect of this thing. Being able to draw up at least the essential concepts of it. Steel, Cyborg, and all the others, they believe that they can create this weapon. And the power source, it's gonna be Wally West. He volunteered himself for this. He knows that he is what it's gonna take to be able to power it, and there's not gonna be any other options. Now, all of this sounds great in theory, but Canary's argument is that we are gonna put all of our faith into a doomsday device we don't even know will actually work. But that's the thing, they do know it will work. In fact, Nightwing tested it. Jordan Jansen had captured one of these alien guys a long time ago. Her scientists had ran tests. All the science says that it will work, that it will kill them. But an even bigger problem is that the vampires and humans, they're no longer united. While they're all still here alive, they no longer have their queen. Thus, the arrival of Wonder Woman, brought here by the Spectre. The Spectre summoned her because he knew there was no other option. They cannot defeat Darkseid without the aid of the vampires. Ergo, Queen Diana is going to be an ally. She is taking control of the vampiric army. She knows that you can't defeat a tyrant from your knees. She didn't come here seeking subjects. She came because she wants to win against Darkseid. They've come to renew the alliance. And Canary, she agrees with it. But Wonder Woman has one condition. Damian Wayne must pay for what he did to the Queen. And of course, Alfred, our Green Lantern, he's the first to step in the way and say, no way in hell. But the way that everybody's seeing it, Damian's a murderer. He broke the truce. You need to sacrifice one for the many. And Oliver does say, like, he isn't actually one of ours. He's a vampire. We should let the vampires decide how to deal with him. And at this point, everybody's pretty much in agreement in saying that we should put this up to a vote. But Diana's not waiting for democracy. She says that you either do this now or there is no deal. This is when Alfred says that he will do it. He raised Damian, considered him to be like his own son, that it should be him who decides his punishment, who should be the one to punish him, that I should be that monster, not a group of people that I call friends. Who else left but me? And in the most saddest dialogue, Damian saying, you know, what's the plan here? What's the play, Alfred? What are we gonna do? And Alfred, he can't even look at him, can't even look at him in the eyes. He apologizes to him. Damian says that she's tricking all of you, that it's all a ruse, that they're eventually gonna turn on you nonetheless. And Alfred, he apologizes. He tells Damian that he's sorry he couldn't save him, that I lost all of you, and I swore that I wouldn't lose you, but now there's no other way, that he would have given everything for things to have just turned out differently. He needed Damian to know this before the Green Lantern kills his son. With Barbara Gordon being satisfied, the end now begins. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A truly heartbreaking ending. Alfred Pennyworth having to put down Damian Wayne. You know, Elseworld stories are a lot of fun because we can see how people change. I mean, even Oliver. He has changed so much that he doesn't even care to see vampires as the same species as him. Like when it came to Damian, no matter how much they had worked together, no matter how intricate he was to Batman, at the end of the day, they're nothing but monsters. It doesn't matter if they were once a friend, if they were once an ally. Like, those days are so far gone that the disconnect of killing Damian wasn't even a big deal for most of them. In fact, most of them probably wanted to do it themselves anyway for quite some time. But not for Alfred. Alfred, he swore to protect Damian even if he were a vampire. He lost all of his children. Bruce, Dick, Tim Drake, the whole lot of them. Every single one of his children taken, murdered, turned into monsters. And even though Damian turned into one of them, he wanted to keep him alive. He wanted to protect him. But in the end, he ended up being his executioner. And you must ask yourself at this point, what's left to save? At this point, how can you have hope against Darkseid? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with DC versus vampires. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.